I played the alpha access of Animula Nook, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the beginning of the game and explain what you can expect to do each day you log in. Along the way, I'll share some of my thoughts and criticisms of the game. Let's get right into it. The game starts with you waking up to find yourself transformed into a mini person, and naturally, you think you're dreaming. You look pretty generic here, but pretty soon you're able to change your look. There are some cute options, but you'll first notice a lack of diversity in character customization. Also, you can't change the color of your eyebrows to match your hair, and you're unable to rotate your character. Here's the look I went with, and you know I had to go with the froggy hat. You then walk up to a board to name yourself, and I named myself Pook. Then you get to pick your Wupa, which is a chunky cat companion that you'll use to glide around with. I expected more interactions with Wupa throughout the game, but sadly there are none. They don't really feel like a companion and feel more like a tool, but they are super cute. I went with the pink one. After selecting your Wupa, you'll follow them over to the desk area to pick up your first tool, the Lollipop Sledge. This allows you to smash certain items and collect them. After smashing some items, I met my first mini, Dilly, and she tells me that I'm not dreaming, but that I've really shrunk down into a tiny human. Afterwards, I get to smashing and collecting items on the desk like a piggy bank, house of cards, and keycaps. I unlock a skateboard along the way, which is much needed because the default walking speed feels so slow. There is a stamina bar for using it though, which I think the game would be better without. After clearing up some of the clutter, I unlock the deformation gun, which can shrink down large items. The ammo is limited, and you'll earn more each time you level up. I also wish it would shrink down everything. Some items stay big, which feels like a waste of the limited ammo. On the flip side, having some bigger furniture on the desk makes it feel less empty. After shrinking down 4 items, I placed down a card tent, a candle campfire, and a stool. I took a small nap after that, but woke up hungry. Thankfully, the balcony has some food, so I unlocked it. I go around collecting all the resources I can, including some veggies and fruit. Leveling up gives me access to the Laborly, which serves as a crafting bench. I craft some fiber and a wooden board to make a kitchen counter, and a pencil case which will serve as a warehouse for materials. I test out the kitchen counter right away by preparing some fruit chunks. There's a little mini game to play to cook, which I tried clicking my mouse for, but you'll need to use the spacebar. All you need to do is press it when the slider reaches the blue cutting zone. After cooking, I leveled up enough to unlock the Woo Bus stop sign and place it at the bus stop. With that, I'm able to call a Woo Bus to take me to Wooruville in Wupa Woods. It's the Minis village area, and is where I'll be able to meet other players. With that, I also unlock daily quests. You get 5 new ones every day. I do feel the variety of daily quests is lacking because there's not that much to do in the game currently. I added Dilly to my contacts list, which lets me see her hobbies, wish, race, birthday, and a little blurb about her. I then got to exploring and realized there are houses in the area, but none of them are able to be entered. There are random furniture orbs around that reward exploration, which is nice. I met some minis in the plaza area and added them to my contacts list and continued exploring. There are cute sitting areas which would be perfect photo opportunities, but for some reason the game doesn't have an in-game camera feature. I found the Starside slingshot in the next area of the woods, which I used to collect dewdrops for Molly so she could brew some tea. There were also some flower petals, pollen, and glowing orbs that I picked up too. Near the glowing orbs I found a weather bottle, which I used to collect sunshine that turned into more glowing orbs. I made my way further into the woods and found an aroma bottle that can absorb various fragrances. I used it in the surrounding area to gather fragrance. I soon discovered Crackies, which is a weird name, but they're card packs that you earn as you complete quests that have different rarities. I also found the journal, which unlocks different handheld items and emotes. I unlocked the rock, paper, scissors toy and equipped it right away. I thought it would let you select which option you wanted to play, but there's only one button to click, and the result is random. On my way back over to Molly, one of the world events started. Let's brew tea together. It's a multiplayer game where you pop balloons holding different fruits using your slingshot into the bowl below. It's meant for multiple people to play, but I can confirm that you can solo it if nobody else is around. The same goes for the mushroom spore collecting world event as well. The reward is lucky Wupa coins, which I still don't know what those are used for. Afterwards, I turned in the dew Molly needed and discovered the dancing minigame. It's a bit too simple. All you do is hit the space bar when the yellow half circles reach the middle of the rhythm bar, which gets old fast, especially for songs that are around 2 minutes long. Then there's the performance minigame, which is too difficult. There are too many buttons to manage. I think 4 would be a better number than 6. I returned back home with the master chef to cook nectar water on my brand new stove. But first, I used the rest of my ammo to shrink down more items on my desk. I also placed down the Starside shop, which sells clothing and furniture. I sold some items and bought a blueprint pack, which I opened and learned the recipes right away. I placed my home right next to the shop and was pleasantly surprised that it came with some furniture already inside. I then placed down my first homestead foundation and invited Dilly to move in. After inviting a mini, the house is built and a furniture pack appears on the front porch. You'll need to pick it up and place down the objects inside before you can call to invite the mini to move in. The inside of the minis' homes are completely decorated, which seems like a missed opportunity. It'd make more sense to place the required furniture inside the house instead of outside of it. The master gardener visited my place to teach me how to garden. I also unlocked my first star of progress on my desktop from all the building I had done, which gave me access to more furniture blueprints. I got to planting some seeds, watered them, and gave them some sunshine, which is a mechanic I've never seen before in a gardening or farming game. I then invited Chuck to come live on my homestead before finally placing down the stove next to my kitchen counter. I prepared the nectar water and drank it to increase my stamina. The next quest was to visit someone else's homestead, so I visited a random one. They weren't home, but I took a peek around their place, and it looked like their store was selling different furniture items from mine. I returned home and didn't have any more quests waiting on me, so I shrunk down more items and placed a piggy bank down on my desk, which was enough to level up the progress another star. The next day, I placed down a small scene of the parasol and teacup sofa. These are blueprints where you'll need to craft and turn in the proper furniture to complete the scenes, and they take some time to complete as the furniture you need is often behind level up rewards. It'd be nice to be able to track the materials that you need instead of having to remember them, because I spent a lot of time running back and forth forgetting what I needed. I then spent some time decorating around my tent area, bought some new accessories at the store, met my favorite mini, Tony, and collected a bunch of resources as I moved along the forest path. Eventually, I leveled up enough to unlock the Demeteor Ascent area. I need a lonely star mark to enter it, so I crafted one and traveled to the new area. I placed the star mark on the portal and teleported to the next floor. Some materials would reward extra star mark coins, but I went around collecting everything I could. The whole area looked like a messy artist's desk. The goal, other than collecting as many materials as possible, was to find portals that would lead you to the next area before your life bar at the top of the screen ticked away to 0. There were also enemies as I progressed, and taking damage from them would lower your life bar, giving you less time to explore. They were fairly easy to deal with though. All you needed to do was bait out their attacks, then whack them with your lollipop or hit them with your slingshot. I ran out of my life bar on the final floor, and all my materials were converted into star mark coins. I noticed there was a weekly acquisition limit of 30,000 coins, which seems like a lot. I then visited the star mark merchant to trade my coins in for card packs, which are also limited per day. There was also furniture to trade for, but I figured I'd save my coins for future card packs. If you collect all the cards, you'll unlock the French dessert residence, which is super cute. That was my first experience and impressions of the game, but I figured I'll include a section of what you can expect to do daily in this game. Each day you'll have 5 daily quests to complete for rewards, and those are the main focus. You'll go through Wupa Woods and collect every resource you find along the way, which is really good for leveling up. You'll also take care of your plants back at home, which levels up the gardening skill, and is another good way of leveling up. As you level up, you'll unlock more ammo for your shrink gun, blueprints, furniture, and homes to invite more minis to your homestead. The rest of your time is spent decorating and visiting the Demeteor Ascent to get your daily card packs and any other rewards you might want to grind for. If you just want to log in to do your dailies, it doesn't take that long. I find myself playing for about 30 minutes each day, and I'm already feeling kinda bored with the gameplay loop. I only have a total of 7 hours in the game so far, but I'm already at Wishweaver level 41. I think this boredom would be alleviated with more story-related quests. The main quest in the game now is always just to level up 5 more times, which isn't that exciting as it doesn't add anything new to the game. And that's all I have to say about Animula Nook so far. If you like the video, press the like. If you want to see more of me, subscribe. I cover cozy games, RPGs, and visual novels. Bye guys!